going on, Jerome's? So the Vikings and the Jets have honestly had the dumbest rivalry in sports history. And we talked about both teams are intertwined way more than they should be, whether it was Kirk Cousins picking the Vikings over the Jets, Anthony Barr signing with the Jets and then not really, and coming on back to the Vikings back in the day, Dalvin Cook and all that stuff. And of course, with the current regime, Kevin O'Connell, former quarterback of the Jets, Mike Pettin got a start with the Jets as a defensive coordinator under Rex Ryan. Of course, slinging Sammy Darnold, America's quarterback, got to start with the Jets, and then he got mono. And of course, this year, week 5, staying alive, getting another shot at Aaron Rodgers, Burnbow, Boniva, peas a little. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic, man. Long story longer. The Vikings parted ways with former 2022 first-round pick Lewis Cine. He went unclaimed on waivers, which made sense. If a team would have claimed him, they would have had to pick up that first-round guaranteed contract over the next 2 years. But the Vikings, they get a smidgen of cap relief and another chapter in the dumbest rivalry in sports history. That's right. Lewis Cine signing with the Jets practice squad. So his practice squad salary will offset versus what the Vikings owe him this year, and then they'll get cap savings back next year. But either way, I mean, the Vikings eating some decent dead cap to have Lewis Cine gone. But it's really funny because it's just another chapter in the dumbest rivalry in sports history. Also, what's interesting is schedule-wise, obviously, beep, bop, 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 boop, week 5, Vikings are in London, Tottenham Stadium, playing the Jets. Wake up, it's not wake up at Wembley anymore. Wake up with Tottenham. To dare is to do. I hate self-burns, but Tottenham and the Vikings, they have the same size trophy case. Just 0 silverware. And I say that as a Liverpool fan. But the Vikings and the Jets, and it's very possible and plausible that Lewis Cine could be called up to play in that game. And our guy Will Raggets points out the historical synergy here. Will Raggett, Sports Illustrated. So if Cine's on the Jets rooster, he'll face the Vikings in week 5 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, the scene of his awful leg injury 2 years ago. And obviously, that was an inflection point in Cine's career, and frankly, it derailed the rest of his Vikings tenure. And I'm glad that he's still up, out, and getting after it. I'm wishing Cine the best, and hopefully it works out, just not week 5. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the Jets' safety depth, it's pretty decent, but it's not the most impossible uphill climb in the world. It's certainly not as deep as the Viking safety room. So Chuck Clark, the veteran, solid for a number of years with the Ravens, respect, but coming off a major injury. But he's penciled in as a starting strong safety. Tony Adams, former UDFA out of Illinois, has been climbing the ranks a little bit. Pretty solid little player. Ashton Davis, former third-round pick, actually had a decent year last year. Isaiah Oliver. So Oliver's interesting. So he was drafted out of Colorado. I think he was a second-round pick by the Falcons. Was a solid corner. Went to the Niners last year. Now moonlighting a little bit as a safety / corner. And then Cine is on the practice squad. So again, it's not the most impossible safety room, and it could be a spot where Cine gets in Rob Salah's defense, and a couple weeks, gets good to go, learns the playbook, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, he's on the field, he's being practice squad elevated, and maybe they just practice squad elevate him to get the Vikings playing some special teams. I mean, the script writers were certainly on one, man. But like I said, Cine, just didn't work out here. I think the injury played a major part in it. Also, the Vikings' very crowded safety room, but wishing him the best. I actually hope that he pans out on his potential, and not just so it can be like, oh, just another Vikings player who succeeds somewhere else. But no, I genuinely hope that the kid does well, because that broken leg was horrifically bad, and it certainly torpedoed his chances here. But gets a fresh start with the Jets. Wishing him luck, except for week 5, although the storylines are going to go crazy around this game. Peace a little. That's it. Your thoughts are thoughts. Former Vikings first-round pick safety Lewis Cine signs with the Jets practice squad because why not? The Vikings and the Jets. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section below. You guys know what to do. Skull production value.